Absolute value of t dash t. Tell me. Absolute this square plus this square. What do you get? 18 square or not? Yes, not audible to me.
I'm 18 by root 37. 18 by root 37.
18 by root 37. Yes, we get here. I am asking you t dash t. It is divided by root 37. Root 37, it is our square. We have to find out t dash t. It is 1 by
18 root 2 by 37.
Yes, it is. Root over of 37. So what do you get? We get 18 by
37.
Root 37. Okay. So what is our NT? NT is equal to t dash pi by absolute value of t dash t. So this is a scalar quantity. We can eliminate this one. This is parallel to t dash t. If I write down, it is your minus 1 by root 37 minus 18 sin 3t minus 18 cos 3t kk.
Ma'am, we have to put t dash t means t dash pi.
Yes, t dash pi.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, sin 3t I cap minus 18, that is your cos 3t k cap divided by 18 by root 37. So this root 37, it is cancelled out. We'll have value only 18. 1 by 18 is also this scalar multiple. So it is also cancel out here. 18, it is cancel out, you see. So n of pi is equal to what you get? Component n of pi. It is first one is 0, second one is 1. Second one is 0, third one is 1. Is not it? NT is equal to, you get this value or not?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm asking you. Huh? NT, n of pi. That is your t dash t. T dash t is this one. And divided by absolute value of t dash t, this one. So this 37, it is cancel out. And 18, this 18 also cancel out. So we get only minus sin 3t I cap minus 10 cos 3t k cap. By substituting the value pi, we get this one 0. We get this one is minus 1. So it is your plus 1. It is okay or not? Tell me. It is okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So what is the equation of the osculating plane? 0 into x minus 0. Okay, point is this one. Okay. Plus 0 into again y minus pi. Again it is 0. Somewhere it is mistake.
And we have to find equation of.
And we have to find BT also, na?
For the NT, it is t dash t by t, absolute value of t dash t or not? What is the formula of
NT is
NT?
equal to 1.
T dash t, we got that T dash T, TT, we got this one. Okay. So T dash T, we got it is 1 by 37. I take outside. It is, I got this value. Okay. And here, acha, okay, T of pi, T dash of absolute value. If we take absolute value, I'll getting it is this one. It is okay.
And equation of binormal vector is not there.
Sorry, we want to find out binormal. Oh, after getting that n pi, then we have to find out the binormal. Okay. So now, next page. I'm going to the next page. Time. Yes. So we got the value T of pi. T of pi, what we get? You have written, tell me.
-6, 1 and 0.
Yes, very good. And it is, we got the value n of pi.
0, 0, 1.
It is your 0, 0,
1.
1. Isn't it? So the cross product BT was very good. We have to find out the BT. Then it is normal. So I, J, K, 6, 1, 0. It is your 0, 0, 1,
Ma'am,
0,
-6.
0, 1. It is
Yeah.
-6. Tell me the result. It is only
I
I
cap plus 6 J cap.
cap plus
6 J cap.
6 J cap. And K cap is 0. Okay. So
And
BT is
ma'am,
equal
1
to,
by root 37.
and that is scalar multiple. We can eliminate that one.
Okay, ma'am.
That's why I'm not writing. I say that there is a scalar value. So this vector is parallel to that. This vector is parallel to that. So we can eliminate that value.
Okay,
Don't
ma'am.
worry about that. Okay. So now the component of BT is our 1 and 6. So now here we can write down. This is our component 160. So now equation of the osculating plane that is 1 into, then what is your point? First one is I think 0 pi, then
-2.
-2. Okay. So it is your 1 into x minus 0, then plus pi 6 into y minus pi, then plus 0 into z plus 2 equal to 0. So we get our value, it is x is equal to x plus 6y is equal to pi. X plus 6y is equal to pi.
6 pi, 6
Ma'am, 6
pi.
pi.
Sorry, 6 pi, 6 pi. Sorry, it is 6 pi. Okay? It is clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Clear.
ma'am.
So you have to remember all this formula. The formula for the kappa, that is, one is your T dash T by R dash T. Another one is your R dash T cross R double dash T divided by R dash T cube. Then you have to know the special case for the Cartesian value. Is there any question given in you in assignment 4, 17, 21, 43, 50, 53? Let me see. Is there any assignment question here? Partition question is here or not? 4, no, 17. 17 is not the find the tangent normal, it is not. 17 then 21 is the theorem 10. Find the curvature, no. It is also no. 43. Yeah, it is the formula by using that parametric 43. Okay. Then question number 50 is same as the 49 and 53. This type of question already done. So I'm doing that 43 and 53. That means you do yourself here. I'm writing the question 43. Use the formula of the parametric form to find out the curvature of the curve. All of you know I've already written the parametric form, the formula that is x dot y double dot. I'm writing here kappa is equal to for the parametric form when x is equal to function of t and y is equal to another function of t, then kappa is equal to x dot y double dot plus minus y dot x double dot divided by x dot square plus y dot square whole to the power 3 by 2. That is your formula. By using this formula, the question is says that find out the curvature of the curve that is x is equal to t square and y is equal to t. It is your question number 43. The answer is here. Now try to solve yourself. X dot you find out, x double dot you find out, put all this value, tell me the value of kappa. Find out. Try to do yourself. You're doing or not? You're doing? What I'm asking to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Do it.
Yes, ma'am, we are doing.
Do it and tell me the answer.
And 6 by t power 4 into, ma'am,
Huh?
6 by t power 4 denominator में into 1 plus t square power 3 by 2.
6 by, you are saying that you got it is 6 by t to the power 4.
Yes,
Okay.
t to the power 4 into,
Here into.
yes sir, yes ma'am, at 1 plus t square 4 to the power
1
3 by 2.
plus 1 plus t square?
4 to the power 3 by 2.
No.
Ma'am, 6 by t into.
The answer is here, you see, it is 6
Ma'am,
t square.
okay.
6 t square, 4 t square, 9
94
t to the power 4.
by 3 by 2.
Uh,
Yeah, 3 by 2.
have you got? I'm not, if we
Yes,
simplify, I'm
ma'am.
not
Yes,
getting
ma'am.
this.
Yes, ma'am.
All of you got this fellow? All of you got? Here it is in the general form.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next. Question number 53. You can do that one also. Question number 53. At what point on the curve, x is equal to tq, y is equal to 3t, z is equal to t to the power 4, is the normal plane parallel to the plane, is the normal plane parallel to the plane 6x plus 6y minus 8z is equal to 1. What will do here? What will do here? Try yourself. At what point on the curve is the normal plane parallel to the plane 6x, 6y minus 8z is equal to 1?
Ma'am, we have to put x, y, z equals to tq, 3t and t4.
By putting, are you getting your answer?
In the plane parallel to the parallel plane equation equals to 1.
Is the plane parallel to? So what is the value of t? What is the value of t you get here? Are you getting? What is the value of RT? Tell me first.
TQ, TQ y cap,
TQ I cap, 3T J cap, T4 K cap. Isn't it? So the question is that the normal plane at the point is normal to the vector. It is given normal plane. Normal plane and the normal to the vector is your, which one is your normal? Normal to that point is your which one? That is your 6, 6 minus 8 or not? Normal vector. Normal vectors are 6, 6. This is R dash T. This is your R dash T. If you say, find out here, I'm doing here. RT is equal to, first you write down RT. The question, you read the question properly. RT is equal to TQIK. TQIK and 3 plus 3T JK plus T to the power 4 KK. Okay, it is given. So to find out the normal vector, the question is here it is, you see, the question it is given that at what point on the curve is the normal plane? Is the normal plane parallel to the plane this one? Parallel to the plane this one. 6x plus 6y minus 8z. Okay, is the normal plane. So to the normal plane, which one is normal to the normal plane? Tangent is the normal to the normal plane. Isn't it? All of it clear? On the normal plane, here it is your normal plane. It is normal plane. Tangent is our normal to the normal plane. Unit tangent vector. Huh? And here equation it is given the component 6, 6, 8. It is the component which is parallel to that normal plane. Okay? It is component of this normal plane. It is the equation of the normal plane, but the component 6, 6 minus 8, it is the component of this your normal to the normal plane. And these two are parallel. These two are parallel or not? So first you find out R dash T. R dash T. That is your 3T square I cap plus 3J cap plus 4T4, 4TQ KK. Okay. And here for the normal plane, the component here it is R6 is component of the normal. 6, 6 minus 8. And here we'll get the component normal, that is the unit tangent, that is our, and if you say TT is equal to, if you say TT, that is equal to R dash T divided by absolute value of R dash T. So I can say absolute value of R dash T, it is a scalar. So I can exclude, I can consider the point 3T square, 3 and 4TQ. That is, that point is parallel to 6, 6 minus 8. That point is parallel to 6, 6 minus 8, scalar multiple of this value. So I can say that is 3T square is equal to 6, 3 is equal to 6, and by, or you can say it is your, this value, I'm omitting first, here this one. See this unit tangent vector and the given value, the component, this, all these are parallel. We can say it is all these are this component 6 and 6 minus 8. These two are parallel. Here it is your 3T square 3t square, 3 and 3, 4t3. Both are parallel. Both are the normal to the normal plane. So if both are parallel, I can write down 3t square, 3, 4t cube. It is equal to some scalar multiple of this value. So scalar multiple, let us consider it is as c. 6, 6 minus 8. So from here, by comparing both the side, we get here, by comparing with both the side, we get that 3t square is equal to 3t square is equal to 6c, one equation. Then 3 is equal to, we get here again 6c, equation 2. And then we get it is 4tq is equal to, it is your minus 8c. Minus 8c. So now here, 1 and equation 1 and 2. Equation 6c, 6c. So we get here it is from 1 and 2, 3t square is equal to 3. So the value of t is equal to, the value of t is equal to,
Plus minus 1.
it is your plus minus 1. So when the value of t is equal to plus minus 1, by considering plus 1, the value of c is equal to, it is divided by this 2. So the value of c is equal to 1 by 2.
Yes, ma'am.
C is equal to 1 by 2. It satisfies these two equations. If you consider that minus 1 or plus 1, it satisfies these two equations.
Yes, ma'am. First two are satisfied.
Yes, okay. If I'm considering that t is equal to plus 1, if I'm considering t is equal to plus 1, okay, it is your c is equal to 1 by 2. Is it satisfied? Is it satisfied the third one?
No, ma'am.
No.
No. When I'm substituting minus 1, yes, it is satisfied. Check it.
Yes, ma'am.
Check it. Clear? All of it clear here how you solve this type of question.
Yes, ma'am.
Read the question properly. It is given that at what point on the curve in the normal plane, that normal plane is parallel to this. So first you have to find out the unit tangent vector that is normal to the normal plane. Then that unit tangent vector also parallel to the this component of this normal vector to the normal plane, that is 6, 6 minus 8. Though these two are parallel, we can consider the value it is as the one is the scalar multiple of other. Then by comparing both the side, we write down 3 equations. And by considering 1 and 2, because it is 6, 6, 6, c, so we can write down the value here it is. We got the value t is equal to plus minus 1. So by putting the plus minus 1, I'm getting it is c is equal to 1 by 2. So it is satisfying for plus minus 1 for both the case. But in the equation third, you have to check for 3 equation. So in the case of third equation, when I'm substituting plus 1, it is not satisfying. When I'm substituting minus 1, yes, it is satisfying. C is equal to half. I'm getting the negative here. Okay. So clear? So the value of t is equal to, so now we get the value of t is equal to minus 1. So now the value of x, y, z, tell me. So x is equal to
Minus 1.
x. T is equal to minus 1. X is equal to your question xt, yt, zt. What is given?
Ma'am, t
Xt
cube
is t cube. Minus 1. Okay. It is minus 1. Then it is your, it is also minus 1. 3, minus 3.
and 1.
Then it is your 1. Clear? At this, so it is your point. say P. At this point, the curve is the normal plane parallel to this plane. All of it clear? All of it clear this question? All of it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes or no? All of it clear? G. All of it clear or you have doubt here? You have doubt? You have doubt here? What happened? What happened? I'm not audible? I'm audible or not?
Yes, ma'am.
It is clear that question?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now, so it is over now. Then you can do all other problems yourself. No problem for you. Now start that 13 point.
Ma'am, can you please give us a assignment question,
Which assignment question?
ma'am, of this exercise?
Of this I have not given.
No, ma'am.
Okay. That is your I'm writing here. Write down, it's taking time. Assignment question 417 21 43 50 53. 4 17 21 43 50 53. Already done 43 and 53. 50 is like 41 49, and you can do all these three yourself. So here now come to the that is your motion in space, velocity and acceleration. 13.4. Motion in space, velocity and acceleration. All of you know that your r dash t is equal to, already I explained that part, limit, if limit exists, s tends to 0, r t plus h minus rt divided by h. So in physical language, that we can say it is our velocity vector heat. It is our velocity vector heat. So our speed is here. Absolute value of this is velocity. Speed, tell me. Speed is equal to, can anybody? You know it is in physics.
Absolute value velocity.
And it is already done in first semester. Absolute value of Vt, that I can say here. Absolute value of RST, that I can say it is equal to ds by dt. You know ds by dt is your absolute value of RST. Now acceleration. Acceleration is equal to
V dash T.
it is your v dash t equal to r double dash t. Okay. Now example. Find the position vector of an object. The position vector of an object moving in a plane is given by RT is equal to T cube I cube plus T square J cube. Find its velocity, speed, and acceleration when T is equal to 1. You can do it yourself and tell me the result.
I'm
What
find
is the
velocity.
V of 1? V of 1 is equal to T I K, it is plus V of 1
3, 2. 3 I cap.
plus 2 J cap. Okay. Then speed is equal to
Root
root
13.
Root 13.
acceleration
6 I cap plus 2 J cap.
acceleration is equal to
6 I cap plus 2 J cap.
obviously it is equal to 6 I cap plus 2 J cap. A1 is equal to this value. Okay. So now it is over. Now I'm giving you 5 minutes break. Then I'll start. Okay.
Yes, sir.
After 5 minutes, I'll start. Okay. Shobha, start. Can I start? Yes. Respond me. You are here or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll start. Okay. Next example. Next example. You do that one yourself. A moving particle, write down the question. A moving particle starts at an initial position r0 is equal to 1 0 0 with initial velocity v0 is equal to I minus j minus k plus k. Its acceleration is at is equal to 4t I cap plus 6t j cap plus k cap. Find its velocity. Find v of t and position at time t and rt. Position vector, it is your rt at time t. You have to find out this one and this one. So what you'll do, try to do yourself, then I'll do. Acceleration is given, find Vt and Rt. You are able to do? You are able to do? Yes, I'm asking you.
Yes, ma'am. Trying, ma'am.
You try. Very good, you try. First, you tell me the Vt, what you get. After that, you tell me the Rt, position vector, velocity. To get the value Vt, what you will do? Tell me first. What you will do?
Ma'am, we will integrate AT vector to get velocity vector.
Not audible.
Ma'am, we will integrate AT vector.
Yes, you will integrate acceleration. Then only you get it is velocity. Vt is equal to, AT is equal to,
And 2t square plus 3t square plus t k cap.
yes, plus,
And Vt equals to 2t square plus 3t square plus k cap. Sorry, 2t square I cap, 3t square j cap plus k cap.
T K cap, na?
Yes, ma'am. T k cap.
T K cap only, this much. Only this much. T at is equal to V dash T. This implies Vt is equal to the integration of AT dt. It is a vector, all are vector sign you have to remember. It is AT dt. That is integration of this value I am writing directly. You'll get it is your 4t square by 2, so it is 2t square. I kept, then it is t square by 2, so 3t square. J cap plus the integrating here we get t cap. Though it is definite integral. No, so you have to put the value c. So my aim is here to find out the value of c. What is the value of c you get here? It is the given condition, it is given.
C is a vector.
Hmm? No, c is any constant. How can you say c is a vector?
Ma'am, then how it is added to a vector?
Huh? Here it is given that you have v of 0, it is given. Yes, you see.
Ma'am, component of C are vectors or not?
Here we are getting it is when we are integrating any value indefinite integral, we must write down plus constant or not. Whatever may be the value you get. You must write down plus constant or not. We don't know what it is a vector or it is whatever it may be. But you have to write down it is a constant value. When you integrate, only it is when you integrate x square dx. So what do you write down? Tell me. It is your x cube by 3 plus c or not? You write down like this or not?
Then constant will be added to the each and every component of that vector.
We don't know. Now you have to find out from the value of this v0. Here v0 is equal to, it is given initial velocity. It is t value 0. So this is 0, this is 0, this is 0. We get it is c. That value is equal to I cap minus j cap plus k. It must be, we must get it is a vector quantity. But we have to find out from here.
That's what
Yeah.
I was telling, ma'am.
So you have to find out from here. So we get the value of c is equal to I cap minus j cap plus k cap. So we write down Vt is equal to now. Vt is equal to, what do you write down? 2t square plus 1 I cap. 2t square plus 1 I cap plus 3t square minus 1 j cap. I can write down like this. Minus 1 j cap. Then plus t plus 1 k cap. Okay, by substituting this value of c here. By substituting the value of c, then we can write down this way. Vt, we got Vt. Okay, my this part is over. Now to get the value of Rt. Vt is equal to R dash t, you know. Vt is equal to R dash t. So that means to get the value of Rt, we have to integrate again. Integration of Vt dt. So what do you get? What do you get after integration? Tell me.
2t cube by 3 plus t, comma, t cube minus t.
2 by 3, huh? It is 2 by 3 tq
Plus t,
plus t,
comma, I cap.
Mhm. Acha, you are saying that yes, okay. Comma.
Angular form that
Then it is
representation.
your only TQ.
T cube minus T.
Yes. It is TQ minus T. Okay, very good. Then
T square by
by
2
2
plus T.
by 2.
Plus T.
Then plus
Plus T.
T. Okay. Then plus, though you are using constant as C, I am using here constant as D. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So though the initial position vector, it is R of 0, it is given. So what is R of 0? So the value of D is equal to R of 0, it is 0, it is 0, it is 0. The value of D is equal to how much? The value of D is equal to only I cap.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the value R of 0, it is given as, so R of 0 is equal to D is equal to only I cap. So R of T is equal to, now you can write down R of T is equal to, I'm writing here, R of T is equal to, it is only I cap. So I can write down it is 2 by 3 TQ plus T, then plus only I cap 1 whole into I cap, then plus this into J cap plus this into K cap. I can write down like this or not? Plus TQ minus T into J cap plus T square by 2 plus T into K cap. So it is over.
Yes, ma'am.
So this example is over. Now come to the
मैम लास्ट पार्ट में क्या लिखा है
last
RT
part.
components are
Acha, okay. The RT components are here. We get the RT component 2 by 3 TQ plus T plus 1, it is T, plus T plus 1, and a TQ minus T and T square by 2 plus T. Can I explain you this part again?
नो मैम बस मैम डी का वैल्यू सब में ऐड होगा ना द प्लस डी
D ka value, the only we get it is I. Here I have
ओके
written. Because the R0 is 100, it is only I.
ओके मैम
R0 is equal to T is equal to 0 when I'm substituting this is 0, this is 0, this is 0. Only D. D is equal to this component. That is only I.
ओके मैम गॉट इट
Got it? So I substitute that value I have written in this way directly. Okay? So it is over. Now come to the Newton's second law of motion. Newton's second law of, what is your Newton's second law? I'm omitting this page. What is your Newton's second law of motion?
Rate of momentum is equal to force.
Rate of, at any time t, write down, at any time t, at any time t, a force Ft acts on an object of mass m, mass m producing an acceleration producing acceleration at then force is equal to already done. Force is equal to
M into 80.
mass into
80.
acceleration. Example. A projectile is fired. Write down. A projectile is fired with an angle of elevation alpha and initial velocity v0. It is a figure. Here, projectile is fired. Angle of elevation with this. It is initial velocity v0. Angle of elevation is alpha. Okay. Initial velocity v0. Assuming that the air resistance is negligible. Assuming that air resistance is negligible and the only external force is due to gravity. External force is due to gravity. Find the position function RT. Find the position function RT of the projectile. What value of alpha? What value of alpha maximize the range? That is your horizontal distance travel. For what value of alpha maximize the range? That is your horizontal distance travel, this one. So here answer. Force is equal to, already we know, mass into acceleration. Okay. Though the force due to gravity, x downward, due to gravity, so it is x downward. So we can write down mass into, that is your minus g I j k, g j k. So it is your minus g j k. Though it is force into, you can write down force due to gravity x downward. You can write down. So now your gravity is equal to 9.8 meter per second square. G is equal to 9.8 meter per second square. Okay. So now A is equal to, it is in my negative sign here, minus G JK. A is equal to minus G JK. Now from here, find out the value of BT. You know already done. This is your absolute value of A. Find out BT. BT is equal to,
minus
already done.
9.8 TMM.
Don't put that value. It is minus G T I cap. You integrate this one. So we'll get GT, sorry, J cap. It is then plus some constant, indefinite integral. Clear? This part is clear? This part is clear to you or not?
Yes, ma'am.
When we integrate this, what you get? We get this value or not? It is J cap.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So here, what is the value of C? My aim is to find out. So initial velocity, it is given as V0. Initial velocity means it is V of 0, it is given as V0. Okay, small V0. So though it is given, so here this implies V of 0 is equal to small V0. So T is 0, so we'll get it is equal to C. So now Vt is equal to, we get minus G T J cap plus V0. I can write down like this. I can write down like this or not? Up to this, you are clear or not? I am asking you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then my aim is to find out the position vector, that is RT. RT is equal to, tell me. RT is equal to integration. This value.
Integration
So
of
what do you get? Minus 1 by 2 GT square J cap plus V0T plus V0T plus then another constant, say D. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
When T is equal to 0, T is equal to 0. What about our position vector R of 0? It must be 0. Position T is equal to 0. Position vector also 0. Clear? Time period 0, position vector is how much here it is? 0. When T is equal to 0, position vector is 0. Now what is the value of D?
Ma'am, but there is certain constant, no?
Yes, this constant, this constant. Huh?
Ma'am, but there is certain constant, so how it can be 0?
Certain constant means? Which constant? I'm just solving my problems, nothing else.
Okay, ma'am.
I solved one example, how you find out the value of Vt, how you find out the value of Rt. Here Rt, it is given when T is equal to 0. Are you getting your position vector? No. It is also 0. R of 0 is equal to 0.
Okay, ma'am.
So when R of 0 is equal to 0, what is the value of D? R of 0 is equal to 0. T is equal to 0. Is equal to 0. It is 0. It is 0. What is the value of D? D is equal to 0. We get D is equal to 0 or not? This part it is clear?
Yes.
This is T is equal to 0. This is T is equal to 0. These two are 0. So what you get? D is equal to 0. This is your constant. When you integrate, we find out this value and plus a constant. We don't know the value of constant. You have to find out the value of constant. That is, we get here it is D. D is equal to 0. We get. So now we can write down RT is equal to minus 1 by 2 GT square J cap plus V0 T. Okay. So now, if we write absolute value of V0, this V0, the component we can say here for this, it is your the V0 cos t I cap or cos alpha, here angle is alpha, cos alpha I cap plus V0 sin alpha j cap. I can write down the component. I can write down this component of this initial velocity V0, that I can write down as V0 is equal to, I can, according to the component, that is your absolute value of V0 cos alpha I cap plus absolute value of V0 sin alpha j cap. I can write down according to the component. Here, this one. I can write down this value like this or not? Tell me. This projectile fire initial velocity name as, here it is the V0. That V0 I can write down this way or not? I'm asking you. I can write down this way or not? The component, according to the component, the angle here it is alpha. I'm audible?
Yes, ma'am.
I can write down this way or not? According to the component, cos alpha I cap and sin alpha j cap. This one. According to the component. I can write down like this or not? You don't know how to find out the component of this vector? You don't know how to find out the component of this vector? I'm asking you. Initial velocity, it is defined as V0. You don't know how to find out the component. It is
No,
given
ma'am.
as angle. Huh?
V naught cos alpha, V naught sin alpha.
Yes, V naught absolute value, it is your. So that absolute value, if you define as small V naught. Here I am defining that absolute value of V naught. In your book, it is defined as small V naught. Okay. So that I can write down small V naught cos alpha I cap plus small V naught sin alpha j cap. Okay. So from here, cos alpha I cap and sin alpha j cap. I'll get here it is V naught. So RT is equal to RT is equal, by substituting that value V naught, this V naught, it is your this V naught. Here by substituting the value V naught here, so what I am getting? So I am going to erase this part. Okay. So I can substitute this value V naught here. RT is equal to minus 1 by 2 GT square JK plus V naught is a small V naught cos alpha IK plus small V naught psi alpha JK. I can substitute, then multiply by this, multiply by T. Okay, this multiply by T. So then by comparing the I and J, I can write down it is as in this form V naught cos alpha small V naught cos alpha I cap T plus your V small V naught sin alpha, that is minus 1 by 2 GT square whole into TJK. I can write down this way. I can write down this way or not? Yes or no? Tell me. By substituting the value of this V naught, here I got this value. I can write down this way. Yes or no? Tell me.
Yes.
Okay. So now this is our X and this is our Y. This is our X and this is our Y. So X is equal to, we get small V naught cos alpha T, T and Y is equal to, we get it is your small V naught sin alpha minus 1 by 2 GT square. We'll get. So what is our horizontal distance? That is D, that is our X. D is the value of X, is not it?
Yes, ma'am.
So D is the value of, it is our, we can say it is our D. So the next part of the value, it is your,
Ma'am, y equals to v naught sin alpha minus half gt square into t.
yes, into T, half GT square, half GT square तो है after into T को कैसे होता है?
Ma'am, here
V
you
naught.
write u naught cos
Let me
alpha
see, check
it.
it is cos alpha V naught sin alpha T, it is your sin alpha T. Sorry, it is your, no, it is your T is here. You see, it is T is here, it is T square. Okay, so I have to write down here it is T, it is sin alpha T minus 3T square. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Achha, when y is equal to here, when it touches the ground, the projectile touches the ground, the value of y is equal to how much?
0.
0.
Y is equal to 0. The projectile touches the ground. Y is equal to 0 means This part is equal to 0. This part is equal to 0 or not? This part it is 0. I'm writing. Y is equal to 0. I am omitting this on this. When y is equal to 0, we get that is V0 sine alpha t minus 1 by 2 gt square equal to 0. From here, what is the value of t? Tell me. From here, what is the value of t? T is equal to simplify. Take common t, one value, then another. T is equal to, tell me, what is the value of t? What is the value of t? You are not getting. Take command t.
Ma'am,
V0
V naught sine alpha by g.
Sine alpha minus 1 by 2 gt square, gt equal to 0. So this implies t is equal to 0 sine alpha. This implies t is equal to 0 and t is equal to 2. This is your 2 v naught. 2 v naught sine alpha divided by g. Clear? We get the value of t. All of you clear? All of you clear here?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Achha. When you put the value t is equal to 0, what I am getting here? When you put the value t, we get the value of t is equal to 0 here. When you put the value distance x is equal to t is equal to 0, you cannot consider. So distance x is equal to this value. So by putting the value t is equal to 2 b0 sine alpha by g. So I can write down here it is distance d is equal to, you cannot put t is equal to 0. We have no distance. T is equal to 0, we have no distance. So when t is equal to 2 v0 sine alpha by g, that is your v0, 2 v0 sine alpha by g, v0, 2 v0, v0 here t value to 2 v0 sine alpha by g, then it is your cos alpha. Cos alpha. So what you get here it is, we get v0 b square, v0 square, 2 sine alpha cos alpha, it is your sine, 2 alpha divided by g. Clear? So we get our d is equal to v0 square sine 2 alpha by g. Okay? This part is okay? This part is okay or not? This is okay? D is equal to, we got it is v0 cos alpha t. I got the value t is equal to 0. When t is equal to 0, there is no distance. When t is equal to this value, I put here, we have this value. When t is equal to 0, our x is equal to 0. No distance we have. So here, t is equal to, then we put the value this one, V0 sine alpha by G. So by substituting, we get this value. So we get D is equal to now we get D is equal to, I'm writing here, D is equal to, we get V0 square sine 2 alpha by G. The maximum value of sine function is how much here? It is 1. Maximum value. For what this next question is your, for what value of alpha the distance is maximum? What value of alpha maximize the range? Sine 2 alpha. So we can say sine 2 alpha is equal to sine 2 alpha is equal to our one maximum value. So alpha is equal to
Pi by 4.
Pi by 4.
Pi by sine 2
4.
alpha 1 means it is equal to pi by 2. 2 alpha, sorry, it is equal to sine pi by 2. I can write down. So it is 2 alpha is equal to pi by 2. Alpha is equal to? Alpha is equal to? Someone saying?
Ma'am, pi by 4.
Yes, very good. It's pi by 4. So maximum distance occur only when alpha is equal to pi by 4 we get here. So you have to remember this formula. The value of x is equal to this one. The value of y is equal to this one. Then only you can solve your problems easily. When it touches the ground, the value angle here, y is equal to 0. From that we are getting the value of that t. And if t is equal to 0, the distance also 0. And for other value, what is the distance and when it is maximum. Now, from this, we have another example. By using all this formula, we have another example. So all of you written the formula. I'm going to the next example. A projectile is fired. A projectile is fired with module speed. With module speed 150 meter per second and angle of elevation 45 degree from a position 10 meter above ground level. Where does the projectile hit the ground? Hit the ground and with what speed? You have calculator, you need calculator here. if you place the origin at the ground level, then it is where 10 meter above the ground level. The projectile is fired 10 meter above the ground level. From here it is fired. Okay. So here the projectile is fired 10 meter above the ground level. So now we add 10 with the x-axis, with the y-axis. So it is your the y expression now, and it is given as your v0, small v0. It is given as 150 meter per second. Okay. So it is 10 meter above the ground. So in y expression, we must add 10. So what is our x? X is the value from your formula. What is the, we got the x? That is your V0 cos alpha t. I think your formula is x is equal to V0 cos alpha t and y is equal to, we get here from our formula, that is your V0 sine alpha t minus 1 by 2 gt square. Is not it? The value of x and y. All of it clear from your last example? You got it? You got it? This one or not? I'm asking you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now here x is equal to v0 cos alpha t. V0 it is given, alpha also given. Here, what you write down here, expression y, we should add 10 because it is 10 meter above the ground. So y must be written as 10 plus v0 as 150. Then it is your sine 45 degree pi by 4, or you can say 45 degree pi by 4, then t minus 1 by 2 g t square. G value you can put, it is your 9.8 t square. Okay. So now you simplify. Simplify. So what you get the value? 150 sine 45 degree. What is the result we get here? It is equal to 10 plus 10 plus it is your sine 45 degree is how much? 1 by sine 45 degrees how much? 1 by root 2. So I can say it is your 75 root 2, because 2 into 75 is 150. So I can cancel this root 2 t minus your, it is to cancel out 4.9 t square. When it touches the ground, it is equal to 0. When it touches the ground, this y value is equal to 0. The value of t is equal to how much? Tell me the value of t from here. You have calculator. One we get t is equal to 0. Another we get here 1 we get t is equal to 0. By considering this. No, it is a quadratic equation. T is equal to, we get 75 minus b plus minus, here it is root over of b square minus 4ac. So it is 75 minus, it is root 2 square minus 4 into 4.9 into 10 Then it is plus divided by 2. It is your 2a. So 2a, sorry, it is, don't write, it is like this. If I write down here, it is negative, don't write. Here it is, so it is positive. I can convert it by taking negative sign. It is 4.9 t square minus 7.5 root 2t and minus 10. So it is okay. This was plus, I'll get here, it is minus 10. Okay, then it is here divided by, that is 4.28, 9.8.
I'm getting 0.09.
So what is that here? This value t is how much? T is equal to,
0.09.
no, it is 21.74. I got it.
Yes, ma'am. 21.64.
21 point, I got it 74. You are getting 64.
Ma'am, I
In your
take the
book, it is
formula
the
T
example
equals
of
to
your
2
book.
V0 sin
Here in
alpha by
your book,
G.
it is also. Huh?
I taking the formula of T equals to 2 V0 sin alpha by G. I get 21.64. Ma'am, that formula also work, na?
Yes, yes. No, but here it is 10 is there. No, you cannot use that formula. It is 10 meter above, na? It is given question.
Okay, ma'am.
So you cannot use that formula. You have to find out your formula yourself. That's why I am solving. So here I got the value t is equal to 21.7. For 10, you are missing 0.10. Okay. So it is your, so now the value of x you can find out. Value of x is equal to, what is your formula? X is this one. Find out. T is given, so it is your 150 cos alpha. Cos alpha 1 by root 2. So we get it is our 75 root 2. It is 1 by root 2. Then the value of t is our 21.74. Now find out. Find out your value.
Ma'am, 2305.87.
And it is 2306.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Approximately.
It is in your book. It is written as. It is what is written in your book. Yes, 2306. It is 2306. That is your distance. 2306 unit is your meter. And what is the question? Next part is asking. With what speed? With what speed? Then again, you got the value of xt. You got the value of, that is yt. Then you have to write down your rt, r dash t. Then absolute value of r dash t is your speed. Find out that one. Find out that value that is present in your book also. You can find out that value yourself. And the value of t is here we get 21.74. You have to put the value t as 21.74. And find out your value rt, r dash t, then absolute value of r dash t at 21.7. Okay. This way, one question given here by using this formula, but that is your in a different way. I think it may be given. So I think I'll tell you the classwork problem and your assignment problem of next class, and I'll start. Next class, your classwork problem and assignment problem. I'm going to stop now. Thank you to you all. Okay. Thank you to you all.
Good afternoon, all.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
So we are going to start inheritance today. Okay, till now we have completed up to access specifier. So let me share the screen first. Is the screen is visible to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Just a minute. Inheritance. What do you mean by inheritance? What do you mean by inheritance? Anyone? Anyone can give me the definition for inheritance?
Inheriting properties of other classes.
Inheriting the properties of other classes. Okay, so just to note it down few points on inheritance. So inheritance, it is a mechanism in which one object acquires all the property and behavior of the parent class. Of the parent class. Okay, so inheritance, it is basically a property where one object or one class, it acquire all the properties and behavior of the parent class. Why we are basically going with inheritance? Anyone? Why we are basically going for inheritance? Anyone can tell me?
It makes easier to add methods to the class.
It makes easier to add methods to the class. Any other definition or any other property you know? So I just give you one
Help
example.
us to allow us to define a class in term of another class.
Helps us to define a class with some other class, so
It
that
basically
we
help
don't.
us to maintain an application.
Okay, Shivam, you want to say something? Hurry, so that we don't have to define similar class multiple times. Very good. So I will just give you one simple example that you know the family tree. Family tree तो सबको पता है. Okay, grandfather, father, and you. So in somehow you are inheriting some of the properties of your grandparents or your parents, isn't it? And you are having something new, and you can collect something new properties of yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, similarly, when we are going to define a number of classes, okay, and I have a class. देखो, I will just give you one simple example. In our college, number of persons are there. बहुत सारे persons हैं. Okay, I am not telling about student. We have a number of persons in our campus. Okay, some are the students, some are the employees, isn't it? Which students
Yes, ma'am.
is which employees hai? Okay, now if the college is going to maintain the database, so what the basic requirement is, they need the name, they need the registration number or the proof or employee code. Okay, another one, और क्या common thing है? Address, phone number, name, address, phone number. ये तीनों चीज students का and employee का दोनों का same होगा. Okay, and in student case what they are having in if a person is a student, then what they are having the additional thing, उनका additional thing क्या रहेगा? Registration number रहेगा, कौन से year के हैं, कौन से branch के हैं, and what is their total, what is their marks. Okay, so we don't need to do one separately, और एक student class हमें नहीं चाहिए, where we again need to initialize or set the properties called name, उसके बाद उसका phone number and address. Don't we need to set in the student class these 3 extra properties? Having a person class, एक person है. So in person I have the properties called name, phone number and एक address है. Okay, and I have a student class. Student class में क्या क्या रहना चाहिए बताओ तो? What are the things that should be there in the student class? Okay, so in student class, let the properties we are having name, phone number, address, year, and branch. In the person class, we are having name, phone number, address. Now let there is a employee class is there. Now in the employee class, we are again having. I'm just
Name,
removing
phone
this part.
number.
I'm just removing this part. And in employee class, we are having name, phone number, address, branch,
employee number.
okay, okay, employee code. Okay, and number of properties are there. These are the minimum properties here I have defined. Now look in student class, what are the 3 properties? Name, phone number, address. In employee class, along with student class में कौन सा 3 property है? Name, phone number, address. Okay, so if I यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है? ये तीनों चीज क्या हो रहा है? What you are using here? ये जो properties है यहाँ पर repeat हो रहा है. We are having the repetition of this property. Okay, so if I am going to create a person class, एक person class create कर दूंगी. There I will have name, phone number, address. Okay, and I will tell that student class will inherit the properties of the person and employee class will inherit the properties of the person. और ये 3 चीज लिखने की जरूरत है क्या? Is it necessary to write all these 3 things? Okay, so we don't, if we are going to use a class, वहां पर अगर कॉमन चीज हम लोग डिफाइन कर देंगे एंड अदर क्लासेस से उसे इनहेरिट करेंगे, so we don't need the common things again and again. तो ये तीनों चीज नहीं चाहिए. So for this class field, we don't need here in the employee class. कभी जब हम लोग student class define करेंगे, what we are going to do? We are inheriting the properties of कौन से class से property inherit करेंगे? Which person class? Okay, so from student we are inheriting the properties of the person class. Again, along with it, we have the year and branch. उसके साथ साथ हम year and branch रखेंगे. Similarly, if employee class is going to be inherited from person class, these three things will coming under the employee class. उसके साथ साथ उसका क्या रहेगा? Branch and employee code. Okay, so this is the one advantage of the inheritance. I'm erasing this part. This is the one advantage of inheritance, that we can reuse the code in number of classes if we are going to use the concept of inheritance. पुराने चीज के साथ कुछ नया चीज ऐड करके हम लोग उसको डिस्प्ले कर सकते हैं. Okay, so these are the some striking features of the inheritance. So we can reuse the code. So write down the next property of inheritance. It is used to reuse methods and fields of the base class. Next property, it represents is a relationship which is known as parent child relationship. Okay, so inheritance, it represents is a relationship which is known as parent child relationship. Am I clear to all of you? Am I clear to all of you?
Yes.
Okay, so next write down some terms that we are going to use in inheritance. Basic terms that we are going to use. पहला term क्या है? Class. What is class? Anyone?
Template for creating object.
It is used to creating objects. So class, it is nothing but a groups of objects having objects having similar property or dissimilar property.
Similar properties.
So class, it is a group of objects having similar property. Then there is another term we are going to use here, child class. I spell it wrongly. Child class. Okay, it is also known as base class or subclass. It is a class which inherits the other classes. Okay, next one is your parent class. So parent class को हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं? Parent class, it is also known as, I made it यहाँ पर not base class. Child class is known as derived class. Derived class or subclass. Parent class is known as base class or super class. Okay, so parent class से क्या करोगे तुम लोग? What you are going to do with the parent class?
प्रॉपर्टी इनहेरिट करेंगे.
It is going to be inherited the properties. Okay, so from superclass, subclasses are being inherited. Okay, these are the common terms we are going to use for a class, child class, parent class. Okay, ये parent child हमेशा हम लोग use करेंगे. Okay, and there is another mechanism here. Inheritance में it is a basic advantage of inheritance. यही एक advantage है inheritance का, reusability. So it is a mechanism. Reusability is a mechanism which facilitate the reuse of the fields and methods of the existing class. Okay. Up to this, all are clear? Reusability, it is the feature or advantage of the inheritance. This one is the inheritance. Okay. Are you clear, all of you? And these are the terms you should remember while using the concept of inheritance. Are you all clear with it?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Should I move to the next part?
Yes.
Wait, ma'am.
Okay, I am waiting. Just note it down, because from this you are going to get the theory type questions, MCQ. इसी से ही आएगा. The theory part that here I am discussing with it. Just note it down. And another thing, I think we have discussed a lot of things after class and object, isn't it? Class and object, constructor, we have discussed a number of things. Now, what you are going to do, again you make the snapshot of your copy, what you have written, and send it by this Saturday. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Not to my mail ID, you are going to send it in the WhatsApp.
Okay.
Whatever things we have discussed till now, you just take the snapshot and send it.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay? Just a minute. Should I move to the next part?
Yes.
This is the parent class. Okay. So, should we check how we are going to derive a class? Now the syntax. So now the syntax is different from as there in C++. So here you are going to write class followed by the subclass name. Then we are going to use a new keyword here, extends. Remember, यहाँ पर S लगता है, EXTENDS, extends base class. So ये subclass क्या है? What is the subclass here? And what is the base class here from the term?
Subclass is first.
This is the child class and base class is your parent class. Okay. or we call it as a super class. इसको super भी बोलते हैं. And this one is the subclass. Okay, then here we are going to define the fields and method. जो भी additional field and method है that we needed in the subclass, we are going to define in this part. So this is the syntax how we are going to create a subclass. Okay, so this is the syntax how we are going to do it. So note down about the extend keyword. Extends keyword is used to make a new class that derives from an existing class. Okay. Now we will check the types of inheritance and examples of each types of inheritance. Okay, extend, it is a keyword. It is used to make a new class. This one, it is a keyword. It is used to make a new class that derives from an existing class. Okay. Have you noted it down?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so whatever it is being discussed, whatever I am writing, you will get maximum theory type question. Okay, the questions from this part itself. Because here it is only based on the concept. And I am trying to give almost everything to you. Okay, what you may encounter in your exams also. Okay, should I move to the next part? Next one is your types of inheritance. What are the different types of inheritance you know? Last class you are just telling me what are the different types of inheritance?
And single inheritance.
Okay, so the different type of inheritance that we are discussing in the last class are single, then multi-label, next
Hybrid,
hierarchical, yes,
hybrid also.
hybrid, and another one is we are discussing multiple as well as hybrid inheritance. Okay, so the common type of inheritance that we are going to do is this three: single inheritance, multi-label inheritance, और एक क्या है? What is the other one? Hierarchical inheritance. Okay, so multiple inheritance, we have some ambiguity in multiple inheritance. So instead of multiple inheritance, we are using the concept of interface. Okay, so remember this point, Java does not support multiple inheritance. Instead of multiple inheritance, हम लोग क्या use करेंगे? Interface. So this is the basic reason why Java is called as purely object-oriented language. Okay, we will check one by one all the type of inheritance. First one, single inheritance. Yes?
Ma'am, why is Java known as that? I'm told just object oriented.
Purely object-oriented language. Okay, so one point here it is I'm saying multiple inheritance. Another point we are using the concept of what? Reference. We are using the concept of reference वो जो class object पढ़े हैं ना हम लोग पहले?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, हाँ, we don't have the concept of what? वो जो address copy करके करते हैं copy constructor, we don't have here in Java.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so there are some very striking features are there why Java is known as your purely object oriented language. because in multiple inheritance there are some limitations we will discuss after we discuss these three type of inheritance. Okay, I will discuss one by one. So first check single inheritance. This is the diagram. Now let this is my class A. Check the arrow mark. This is class B. Now here class A is known as your
Superclass.
base class or parent class. And class C is the derived class or subclass, और इसको क्या बोलते हैं? Child class, base class, parent class और super class. Single inheritance. So here a class is derived from another class. In case of single inheritance, a class is derived from another class known as base class or superclass. Okay. Over. I will show you one by one all the examples. Up to this part, you are over. Syntax. Here I am writing the syntax. Class A. ये कौन सा class हो गया? Okay. Now here class, name of the class here is B, extends A. Now here B is which class?
Child class.
Child class.
I mean, every inheritance there would be different syntax.
No. The way of inheriting the properties are different, but the syntax is same.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So way of inheriting the properties are different for every type of inheritance. But ये जो syntax है ना, class है, base class है, and in order to inherit, ये syntax सबके लिए same है. This syntax. The syntax that we have defined here, class, subclass name, extends, base class name, ये syntax सबके लिए common रहेगा, but the ways to inherit are different. कैसे प्रॉपर्टी इनहेरिट करेंगे वो हर एक के लिए डिफरेंट रहेगा. ओके. Should I go with the example? Single inheritance. All of you over up to this much?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I am just opening the Eclipse. Check the example how it is working, and we have skipped one keyword. कुछ skip किए थे, protected, I think, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
We will discuss after we discuss. Okay. Now, I will use here. We have defined already 3 packages. 3 package हम लोग define किए थे. Package class B. Package A here. Okay. Let यहाँ पर कितने classes हैं already? We have defined how many classes here in package 1? Two classes are there. I will create another class. और नहीं, इसी में मैं changes कर रही हूँ. Just have a look here. Or otherwise you will get confused.
Yes, ma'am. Create a method.
Okay. I will do with the another one. यहाँ पर package में I will check package 1. Let my class name here is X. Package 1 में मेरा एक class बना X. Here I am just using one method void display. यहाँ पर एक मैं लिख रही हूँ. Here I am using one. ये दो मैं class बंद कर देती हूँ. Single inheritance, or I will write here base class. Okay. Base class. Sorry. I done a mistake here. Someone is telling me what mistake I have done here. Okay. Here I am using the base class method. Then I will define another class within the package. Class. Let here the class name here is Y. Yes. Public class Y, it will extends X. Okay, so extend X मतलब ये कौन से क्लास को inherit कर रहा है? It is inheriting which class?
Class X.
X class.
Class X. तो यहाँ पर मैं और एक मेथड बनाऊंगी print. Here a message here I am going to write system.out.println derived class or child class. Okay, now let here I will take another class or a class लूंगी in order to create the method. Object create करने के लिए मैं और एक class ले रही हूँ Z. Okay, in the main function here what I am going to write. अब object किसका बनेगा? एक कौन सा class है? This is the which class?
Parent.
ये base class है. Okay. And you check all the differences. This one is my derived class. Okay, so when I am going to create the object of the base class new X, अब ये कौन से क्लास का ऑब्जेक्ट बना?
Base class.
बेस क्लास का. अब देखो मैं X डॉट करूंगी. इट इज जस्ट शोइंग वन मेथड. क्लास X में मैं कौन सा मेथड डिफाइन की थी? विच मेथड आई हैव डिफाइंड इन क्लास X?
Display.
डिस्प्ले मेथड. तो यहाँ पर कौन सा मेथड बस आ रहा है?
Display method.
Display method. Okay, but if I am going to create the object of class Y equals to new Y. So when I am going to write here Y dot, ना यहाँ पर देखो तो कितना मेथड आ रहा है?
दो मेथड.
एक क्या आ गया यहाँ पर?
Display और print.
डिस्प्ले और एक प्रिंट आ रहा है. ओके, बट व्हेन आई एम क्रिएटेड द ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ द क्लास X, हमें कौन सा मेथड बस आया? We just check the display method, but as Y is the derived class, it is inheriting the properties of which class?
X class.
Base class as well as it is inheriting the base class का भी properties है. साथ साथ उसके पास किसका property है?
खुद का.
अपने क्लास का भी properties है. So when I will run the code, यहाँ पर देखो. So first one, X dot display, this line, when it is being executed, it is writing base class method. when I am writing y dot print, it is writing derived class. Okay, y dot display, it is printing base class method. Okay, derived class method. Are you clear? Are you clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, even though we are going to in package 2, अगर package 2 में C class है, import pack 1. Now if I am going to create, I'm just removing these messages. I'm just creating यहाँ पर y equals to new y. So y dot then y dot display. यहाँ पर कुछ error आ रहा है शायद से. Why it is coming error? Why here it is showing the error in this case? Y dot display में error क्यों आ रहा है? ये class C कौन से पैकेज में है? Class C is in which package? Pack 2. So if we are accessing a method with the access specifier, क्या है यहाँ पर?
Default.
Default है. So it cannot be accessed in which class?
Class of package.
Class C. So here we need to change the access specifier to
Public.
public. Now look here, we don't have any error.
Yes, ma'am.
Derived class method, base class method. So here another point you should all remember that in inheritance the object किसका create होता है? Objects of the derived class can be used to call base class method and
Variable.
Used to call base class method and access base class field or variable. Okay. Are you clear with this point?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now let here अभी हम लोग यहाँ पर specifier क्या करेंगे? So protected. Okay, if I am doing the protected, देखो, is there any error here? Y dot display में कुछ भी error आ रहा है?
No, ma'am.
If I am providing the access specifier as protected, there is no error. But यहाँ पर क्या आ गया?
Error.
Error आ रहा है. Okay, so if protected होगा तो क्या होगा? Same class में होगा तो तुम लोग क्या कर सकते हो? If it is there in the same class, then you can, or same package में होगा तो you can access it. But in other package, it will not
Be accessible.
It will not be accessible. Okay, you check the examples here. If here I am declaring the method को protected, it is accessible here, but it will not accessible in other package. Okay, but we can access. अगर यहाँ पर मैं ये method को private कर दूंगी, if I will create it as private, देखो private करने से यहाँ पर क्या आ गया?
Error.
Error आ रहा है. तो print में if I will तो मेथड का नाम क्या है? डिस्प्ले। यहाँ पर क्या आ रहा है? व्हाट इज द एरर हियर? देखो व्हाट इट
Method
इज
is not visible.
writing.
Display is not visible.
Change the visibility of display to protected. So if here I am writing here protected, then देखो यहाँ पर कुछ एरर आ रहा है.
No, ma'am.
Okay. So if I am declaring a method as private, अगर private में declare कर दूंगी तो मैं उसको काम पर use नहीं कर सकती हूँ. In the concept of inheritance, if a base class method is being declared as private, then it cannot be used in the
Child class.
It cannot be used in the derived class. Remember this point. ये point याद रखना. अगर derived class में use करना है तो access specifier क्या होना चाहिए?
Protected.
Protected or default or
Public.
public. Okay. Remember this point. If a method or a variable is declared as private in the base class, it cannot be accessed in the derived class. याद रहेगा सबका?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So remember this point. It's one of the most important point. Remember it. अगर private हो गया तो हम लोग इसे derived class में use नहीं कर सकते हैं. So all of you will remember this example. इसे लिखना है. Do you want to write it down? Or I will move to the other type of inheritance.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
लिखोगे?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. Note it down. I am just writing here. यहाँ पर मैं लिख रही हूँ. You all write it down. The example. Single inheritance. Here the example is class X void. The method name here is display. Println base class method the classes closes another class Y extends X. So remember here you are going to use extends. Extend मत लिखना नहीं तो error आ जाएगा. Void print println derived class method okay. Here we are having another class Z. We can have a main method within class Y also. Public static void main string args. So in order to access the base class method or variable, we can create the object of which class?
Y class.
Derived class. So y dot display and y dot print. Okay. Note, याद रखना base class method or variable can be accessed in derived class if the access specifier is public,
Protected.
default or
Protected.
protected. This is single inheritance. Over?
I'm writing.
Okay, लिखो. Over all of you?
Understand.
Should I move to the next?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So next type of inheritance is multi-label inheritance. Okay, next note it down, multi-label inheritance. So in multi-label inheritance, the diagram is this one. Class A, this one is class B, and this one is class C. Can you give me an example of multi-label inheritance? Example दे सकते हो?
When a student inherits properties of a class and a class inherits properties of school.
Any other example? Student inherit the properties of a class. Class inherit the properties of a
School.
हाँ हो सकता है. हाँ, it can happen. और person ले लो. Now this is student, and from student, okay. A class is being derived from an intermediate class which is derived from a base class. Okay, so the syntax here is class A. This one is your base class. Then class B extend क्या करोगे? Class B extends A.
A.
Okay, this here you will have your field and method. Field and method. Similarly, another class C, it will extends
B.
B. Here you are having the fields and method. Okay. So this is the syntax of your multi-label inheritance. Okay. This is one example. If a person class is there, person class में होगा properties name, address, phone number. In student class, branch, section. Okay. Then here you will have your registration number. Okay. So if 009 का ऑब्जेक्ट एक्सेस करना होगा तो वो किसको किसको एक्सेस करेगा? It will take the details from which class?
मैम
हाँ बोलो.
मैम 009 के पर्सन फिर पर्सन से स्टूडेंट अच्छा लग रहा है ऐसे
नहीं देखो स्टूडेंट कितने हो? You are having in your college how many years are there? 4 years are there?
यस मैम
4 साल के स्टूडेंट हो ना? Okay. And all are having वो तुम लोग सब कहाँ से inherit हो रहे हो? You are inheriting from the person class.
यस मैम
Okay, in the student database, in the person database, your name, address, phone number is being maintained. Okay, वहाँ से क्या आता है? Branch and section here. Okay, so when it comes to your section 009, then what is important for you?
रजिस्ट्रेशन नंबर
Registration number. So we can do in this way. अगर यहाँ पर student करेंगे, then person करेंगे, then it will be again difficult. Okay.
यस मैम जो एरो का डायरेक्शन देते हैं वो कैसे देते हैं?
ये is a relationship है. This is your is a relationship. Student have a relationship with person.
मतलब कि जो डिराइव्ड क्लास से पेरेंट क्लास की तरफ एरो जाता है.
हाँ, डिराइव से पेरेंट की ओर जाता है.
ठीक है.
Student has a relationship with parent and parent has a relationship with 009 is having a relationship with student. Okay, this is known as your aggregation concept. Arrow यहाँ पर उल्टा जाएगा. Derived class has a relationship with the parent class. Okay. Now check for the example. Example देख लो. This is class X, Y, and Z. So here in class X I have a method display. Y में क्या है? एक method print है. Now Z. Now let Z it is a class. यहाँ पर error क्यों आ गया? Extra display. Method display from type. Okay. Another point. All of you remember one point. एक point याद रखो. If you are declaring a method of the base class, क्या declare कर रहे हो? Protected. Okay. It can be accessible with the methods of कौन सा class का method access कर सकता है? Derived class method can access the base class method. यहाँ पर object use करके तुम access नहीं कर सकते हो. यहाँ पर हाँ ऑब्जेक्ट यूज करके एक्सेस करना है. Okay, now check for another example. x, y, and this one is z. Here this class will extends y and void message system.out.println class z method. Okay, now here I have used a main function in which class? Main function को मैं z class में ही create कर रही हूँ. So I will create the object of the derived class, a new derived class, in order to access the methods of. देखो, this is display method. यहाँ पर कौन सा method आ गया? Message method. यहाँ पर print method. So here I can access all the methods. Display z dot print and z dot message. Just a minute, I remove this method. Okay. So multiple inheritance. Write down this example. Multiple inheritance. Tomorrow we are having our lab.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we are lab 1 assignment तुम लोगों का खत्म हो चुका है?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we are going to start with lab 2 assignment. Lab 2 assignment, I think hardly we are going to do 3 to 4 problem, and I will complete the concept of inheritance. कल खत्म कर दूंगी lab में ही. Okay. Note down this example. Multi-level inheritance. Have you written all the solution of assignment 1 in your copy?
No, ma'am.
No,
You
ma'am.
have
Only
you write it, okay? As you have done in the last semester, you do it in this semester also. Anytime they may ask you. Okay, should I move to the next part of inheritance?
Please wait, ma'am.
Over. Over all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. Should I start the next or you are in? It's already time. Okay, we will do it in the tomorrow in the lab. Okay.
Ma'am, I want to ask one question.
हाँ पूछो.
Ma'am, protected प्रोटेक्टेड कीवर्ड में आपने लिखा था टेबल में कि दूसरे पैकेज का सब क्लास में ये एक्सेसिबल हो सकता है।
जस्ट अ मिनट, मैं टेबल निकालती हूँ। दिस वन, हाँ अब बोलो। Accessible by the subclasses within the package, accessible by the subclasses in other packages. Okay, ये वाला तो
इसमें थर्ड
now check here, ये कौन सा क्लास है? सब क्लासेस क्लास ए, क्लास ए यहाँ पर क्लास सी है, ठीक है, यहाँ पर क्लास सी है। क्लास सी इज ये सब क्लास है क्या तुम्हारा एक्स क्लास का?
नो मैम,
Class C is not a subclass, so here we are going to create another class. यहाँ पर बोलो एक नाम S, ओके। यहाँ पर इंपोर्ट क्या करोगे? Import pack1 dot star. Okay, class S. Here it will extends which class? X. Okay.
यस मैम,
Okay. Now here एक मेथड ले लो void. यहाँ पर which method is there? देखो accessible है।
यस मैम,
ओके, एक्स में ये कौन सा है? डिस्प्ले मेथड। कीवर्ड क्या है? प्रोटेक्टेड है। बट व्हेन वी आर यूजिंग इंपोर्ट करके ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट करके करेंगे तो क्या होता है? इट इज नॉट एक्सेसिबल। एक्सेसिबल हो रहा है क्या? इफ यू आर क्रिएटिंग द डिराइव्ड क्लास पैकेज और ये डिस्प्ले मेथड का, डिस्प्ले मेथड क्या है? प्रोटेक्टेड है। So we cannot directly access it using creating the object of the derived class, but we can inherit. उसको inherit कर सकते हैं।
But ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, but C is not a derived class. Right?
क्या हुआ?
Ma'am, but the class C is not a derived class.
कहाँ पर?
यस मैम,
Ma'am, class C is not a derived class.
In this case, हाँ, class C is not a derived class. That is why we can't access it. But here S is the what? Derived class. In the table यहाँ पर क्या लिखा है? Accessible by the subclasses in other package. You are asking this one? यही पूछ रहे हो तो?
हम जैसे दो पैकेज है तो पैकेज 1 में जो क्लास है,
दो पैकेज है, हाँ, पैकेज 1 में भी तो क्लास है, हाँ है।
मैम पैकेज 1 में एक्स क्लास है और पैकेज 2 में ए क्लास है।
पैकेज 2 में एक क्लास है, हाँ, क्या हुआ?
तो ए का अगर हम लोग सब क्लास बनाएंगे,
हाँ,
मतलब एक क्लास जो ए को एक्सटेंड कर रहा होगा,
हाँ,
तो क्या उस सब क्लास में एक्स जो होगा वो एक्सेसिबल होगा?
नहीं होगा। कैसे होगा? नहीं होगा। अगर ए को तुम लोग ए क्लास को ए क्लास अगर एक्सटेंड क्या होगा एक्स क्लास को, तो वो एक्सेसिबल होगा। पैकेज 2 में कौन सा क्लास है तुम्हारा? ए क्लास है।
यस मैम,
ए क्लास अगर एक्सटेंड कौन से क्लास को करेगा?
एक्स क्लास,
एक्स क्लास को करेगा, तो एक्स का जो भी फील्ड मेथड प्रोटेक्टेड डिक्लेयर है वो एक्सेस होगा।
हम लेकिन यहाँ तो लिखा हुआ है कि एक्सेसिबल बाय सब क्लास ऑफ द अदर पैकेज।
हाँ, ये देखो, ये पैकेज 2 है। पैकेज 2 में ये कौन सा एस कौन सा क्लास बना? पैकेज 2 में एस कौन सा क्लास बना? बताओ मुझे। ये जो क्लास एस है ये सब क्लास बनाना एक्स का।
यस मैम,
एक्स क्या है? बेस क्लास है। ये कौन से पैकेज में है?
पैकेज 1,
पैकेज 1 में है। ये मेथड को मैं क्या लिखी हूँ?
प्रोटेक्टेड,
प्रोटेक्टेड लिखी हूँ। अब एस क्या बना है? एस इज व्हाट?
चाइल्ड क्लास ऑफ
एस चाइल्ड क्लास ऑफ एक्स। अब यहाँ पर एक मेथड है। इस मेथड में तुम लोग कौन से फंक्शन को एक्सेस कर रहे हो?
डिस्प्ले फंक्शन।
तो यहाँ पर एक्सेस हो सकता है।
यस मैम, गॉट इट।
Okay, that is what it is written here. Accessible by subclass in other package. दूसरे पैकेज में अगर वो क्लास का तुम सब क्लास बनाओगे तो वो एक्सेस कर सकता है. ओके, लेकिन डायरेक्टली तुम ऑब्जेक्ट्स के थ्रू एक्सेस नहीं कर सकते हो. यहाँ पर हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, क्लास सी में ये डिराइव क्लास नहीं है,